Shamima Begum has lost her British passport forever. And that was a racist decision. Yes, it was. That was a racist, discriminatory decision. Sajid Javid, or whoever it was that revoked her British passport, was only able to do that because she was hypothetically entitled to a Bangladeshi passport through her parents, even though she may have never set foot in Bangladesh, I don't know. Because she's entitled to another passport, they could use a loophole to revoke her British passport. And that's wrong. That's discrimination. If you couldn't revoke a British person who's only entitled to a British passport, someone who's British through and through, so to speak, but you can revoke someone of a Bangladeshi background's passport, then that's just unfair, isn't it? They found a racist, unfair loophole in order to deprive her of one of the human rights, which is access to citizenship. She doesn't want a Bangladeshi passport. She goes back to Bangladesh, they might execute her. It's one of those countries. But don't get me wrong, I hate Shamima Begum. I hate everything she's about. I hate the decision she made at the age of 15 when she was trafficked to Syria. I hate the people that went to Syria to join ISIS and other terrorist organisations, but I hate them all. And the hypocrites in the British government don't hate them all because they were supplying funds and weapons and training to the alphabet soup of jihadists that were on their way to Syria. Ahrar al-Sham, Jabhat al-Nusra, Jaish al-Har, all the alphabet soup of radical, nutter, jihadist head choppers that were on their way to Syria. And I've been to Syria. I have seen the churches that were damaged by these nutters, the paintings that were destroyed, the relics, the religious artifacts. They were chopping the heads off nuns with bread knives. They were barbaric, terrible crimes committed by these nutters that descended on Syria. But I hate them all. And the British government only started to hate ISIS because ISIS were too extreme. ISIS began as Al-Qaeda in Iraq. They're a faction of Al-Qaeda that were too extreme for even Al-Qaeda. And that's when Britain and America started supporting the moderate rebels, which, as George Galloway says, the moderate rebels only chop half your head off, but they still kill you. And I have got no time for any of the Al-Qaeda factions that were descending upon Syria. And that's the difference. Britain wanted to single out and make an example of Shamima Begum because she joined ISIS, while Britain were supporting and arming and funding and training all the other radical nutters that were out there in Syria trying to destabilise a secular Arab nationalist government.